What's going on, Dolphins fans? Jacob here. Bad news, obviously, as you see in the title. Achane placed on IR. That means he's going to be missing up till week 11. We have 4 games up to that point. We have the Panthers this week. We have the Eagles. We have the Patriots and then the Chiefs. Those 4 games he will be missing. We have the bye week, and then he'll be back week 11. Obviously, massive blow, as he's been, outside of Tyreek Hill, the best player on the team. Him and Tua can probably contend for that number 2 spot, and he's been one of the best players in the NFL since he's really got him the majority of his touches starting in week 2. Didn't really play much in week 1. He leads all rookies in rushing yards, 460 yards. Bijan Robinson, 364. He's second in the NFL when it comes to total rush yards at all, only 50 behind Christian McCaffrey, 510 for McCaffrey, 460 for Achane. On the season, he is rushing 460 yards, 5 touchdowns, and has been the most efficient player in the NFL. His yards per rush at a minimum of 50 touches is 9.8, nearly a first down every time he touches the ball out of the backfield. Those numbers speak for themselves, and we've seen how electric he is. The breakaway speed, he's got a couple of the top 5 speeds in the NFL up to this point. This is a pretty big loss. Now, I will say the running game is certainly better than any of us probably expected it to be. Even aside from him, Raheem Mostert had himself a pretty good start of the season and is likely to take over that for sure dominant RB1 role now that Achane is going to be gone for 5 weeks. Raheem Mostert, very capable, has been very good himself. Has just been overshadowed by how good Achane has been. So he's going to go back into that RB1 role. And then now all eyes go to Jeff Wilson. He was placed on IR right when the preseason started. And they haven't quite started that 21-day window to bring him back to the team. So I'll wait for that. We'll see if he is ready to go. He claims he is. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, claims that he's ready to come back. So that's something that we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to. It's going to be a 3-man backfield between those two, as well as Salvon Ahmed. Chris Brooks is in the picture. We just picked up somebody, signed him to IR, but we know those guys aren't going to be having too big of an impact. Chris Brooks, we actually saw multiple times come in as like a blocking tight end / fullback on Sunday, giving Alec Ingold some time on the sideline. So that's probably going to stay his role. He's got a bigger upper body, so he's pretty decent in blocking for his size. So this loss, it is definitely a pretty big loss for the Dolphins, but I do believe in the guys that we had behind Achane. Coming into the season, I didn't even necessarily believe in Achane myself. You guys who've been watching our videos throughout the offseason, who've been watching our live streams, I did have concerns about his size, but the way that the Dolphins are using him, he is perfect for this offense. Those deceptive runs, those outside runs, he can get it done between the tackles every now and then, but that is definitely not where he's at his best. When you get him in space, when you give him some lead blockers, you have some open field in front of him, he's gone. He's electric in that sense, and he's been one of the best players in the NFL with the ball in his hands this season. And not just rookies, all players in the entire NFL. Again, only behind Christian McCaffrey in total rushing yards, 7 total touchdowns on the season, and he really didn't play at all during week 1. If Salvon Ahmed didn't get hurt, who knows if he gets introduced to the offense to the extent he has up this point. He's taken his opportunity. He's literally ran with it. And he's definitely going to be missed, especially 2 very difficult games during that time against the Eagles, against the Chiefs. And then we know there's no guarantee he comes back up to after that time off, but that extra week with the bye week should help that. And hopefully come back, not progressed, as we're a little fearful as when Teron Armstead is going to come back from IR. When the reports came out that he was seeking a second opinion, that definitely made me concerned as to he's probably going to be missing not just a week or 2. It's probably going to be a little bit longer, because you don't go out and seek a second opinion when the news you get is negative. When you're hearing that you're going to have to miss some time, have to be on the sidelines, not play, you're not doing that because they told you you're good to go next week. Most time, 99% of the time, you're doing it because you got some bad news that you didn't expect, and you're just double checking to make sure that's the right move. And it appears that is the case with his knee injury. So it's definitely a big loss. I believe in the guys behind him to step up and continue the role that they've been playing. Savon Ahmed looked good the times he did get on the field. He's not quite as quick. He's not quite as shifty, but I liked his decisiveness. I liked his ability to hit those holes on the outside. And he was playing that role that Achane had been playing the last few weeks. So Ahmed can come back in, hopefully regain the form. And then Jeff Wilson, all eyes on when he's going to come back to the team. Guys out there that have Achane on your fantasy teams is absolutely brutal. I dropped 140 points in a league that I had to make a couple trades. I started off the season like 1-3, and then or 1-2 rather, then won the last 2 games because I traded for Achane. He goes down. Had the first overall pick, Justin Jefferson. He goes down. So 2 of my best, if not my actual 2 best players, down on IR. It's brutal. It's rough out here. I know many of you guys, especially we're all Dolphins fans. You like picking up Dolphins players, especially when the team is this good. I know that fantasy team is hurting. I know I have 2 that in particular that are hurting. So it is what it is. We move on with our lives, move on our fantasy teams, and the Dolphins move on without Achane for the next 4 weeks. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this injury. How big of an impact do you think it is? While down there, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button, and please make sure to have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.